So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the College of Graduate Studies workshop. My name is Abdurrahman, and today we'll be talking about Mendeley. It's an automated citation tool that allows you to collect and to import references and citations through your documents, whether it's your thesis, dissertation, or research papers. So we usually in CGS do the major job of revising your documents in terms of thesis and dissertation and make sure it is well formatted. But also one of the most important thing is that we usually make sure that the references are matching within inside the text and also at the end of the document. So one of the main issues that we face while reviewing is that a lot of students unfortunately use manual referencing, even though tools like Mendeley, Zotero, and EndNote exist, which actually makes your life easier. So one of the aims of this workshop is actually to walk you through very briefly. It won't be advanced, of course, how to use these softwares flexibly, so that you can apply it to your own work. Okay. So please, just a few notes before we begin. This meeting will be recorded, and we will have some times to answer your questions at the end. And also, if you have any questions along, you can type in the chat. I'm viewing the chat as we go, so we can answer quick questions. This is the main web page that we will use to download the software, to sign in, and also to download the tools that we might need along. So please, just to follow along, make sure that you open mendeley.com. I'm sending it again in the chat just in case you want to follow. So basically, we first need to sign in. It's better to have an account just to make the maximum use of the Mendeley tools. So just before we do anything, just please make sure that you sign in. So you have two options: either to sign in if you already have existing accounts. I asked some of you before the meeting if you already have existing accounts or like used Mendeley before. So I'm assuming you do. If not, just click here and create an account. It's very easy. I can give you a few minutes to create so that you can follow along, because without an account, it will be a bit difficult. So you have the create account here and sign in. Did everyone follow along until now? Did you open the website? So let me just quickly sign in so you can view. Okay. I purposefully logged out of my account so you can just see the screen if you are signing in from maybe a new device, or maybe signing in for the first time. Probably this is how your screen will look. Obviously, Mendeley is related to Elsevier. Okay, so this is a very well-known research platform. So we'll come later to Elsevier and how we can actually use its collaboration with Mendeley. So once we sign in, so as you can see, I'm signed in now. I have my own library, right? Which is basically the software that we are going to download and add references in. So it's kind of linked. That's why I asked you to just make sure that you are logged in. So let's just go back. Yeah. Need to go back to the main software. Can you please just confirm if you opened the software? And so we'll go back here to download so that we can be able to download the tools that we need. So as you can see, you will be able to manage your references, and you will also be able to keep notes and every thoughts of yours on the papers, and also to cite seamlessly. So I'm using Mac, so it automatically detects that, and it says download to Mac OS. Once I click to that, if you are already using Mac, you will be able to just move the DMG file into the applications. So all you have to do is let me see if I can show you. Okay, I'll just re-downloaded it. If you're using Windows, you will just click on this one, manage Windows, or probably it will appear for you here, and then it will be automatically downloaded. So I think you can see my applications here. Just please make sure to move it from the downloads here, DMG file, to the applications. So if I click on it, it will just move to the application automatically and be downloaded, as easy as that. It's very easy, but if you are using Windows, it should be fine. Just going a little bit slow so that we will definitely dive in now into the software, but just making sure that everyone is able to sign in. This is first thing, and also to download the software. If you wish to use it here in the web browser itself, then there is no need to download it. Literally everything we will talk about is also here. So it's the same. Okay, just to go back, we need to click here and click here then, and then we'll just go to download Mendeley. Okay, so we need to download also the site Mendeley and the web importer. So these are two other things that we will need to download. Basically, the site Mendeley is just the extension for the Word. So we can just download site Mendeley. It's an extension for the Word so that we can connect our references to the Microsoft Word. So this is its link. And we also have the web importer. So these three are all together here. So I'll just send you the link. So this is what we downloaded previously, a few minutes ago. And now we are downloading the Mendeley site. And then we will download the web importer. Web importer is just basically a tool that allows you to download the references from the internet into your library. It's one of the ways. We will definitely talk about all the ways, but just to be on track, please download these three. You can just click Get Mendeley site and it will be downloaded. I'm seeing people writing their names in the chat. Please note that we will not look at the chat. We'll just take the Zoom attendance from the end to make sure that you attended the whole workshop, not just the first few minutes. So I'll just give you a few minutes to download the web importer, which I have already downloaded here. So if I click here, if I click here on my extensions, I can see the Mendeley web importer. So this is a browser called Arc for Mac, but it will be probably also the same logo in Google Chrome if you're using Google Chrome or Safari or any web browser, Mozilla Firefox. So whatever browser, just click on get the web importer and also get the Mendeley site and the software. Anyone facing troubles? So is everyone using Windows here? I'm sorry, I am not sure about the exact steps of using Windows, but it should be like once you click, you will get a file to install. I think you just have to click next until the end and it will work out. Okay. Someone is asking about the login. Okay, you're not able to create an account? You cannot log in directly from your university. You need to create an account first. Let me. So it won't be able to log in if you did not create an account. So create free account from here. Just follow the steps because for me it's already detected that I have an account. I recommend, of course, to use the university account to log in. Okay. Anyways, don't worry. I mean, these are just for the sake of, knowing everything, but it's much easier. I mean, we don't usually need to use the web importer all the time. Uh, don't know where did it go. So the web importer, we will not use it all the time. In fact, uh, sometimes it has some issues. So we'll just download it and know how to use it. But يعني there are other ways to import our references. So someone is asking for the links. I'm sharing the links now in the chat. Once you click, this is the web importer, and this is the Mendeley site. As you can see, they are all together, so you can just navigate from your own browser. So Mendeley site and the Mendeley reference map. Okay. So this is how it looks, the interface. We will dive now into the interface and see what are the components and how to use it. Okay. Just wait for a few minutes to make sure that you are all there. But this is basically the interface. I have added few references in advance just to fill it out. By the way, if you attended last week's workshop about Zotero, you will see a lot of similarities. In fact, maybe it's like 95% the same. And that's why before we used to actually give both softwares together in one go, but we just thought of separating it so you can follow along maybe at a slower pace. But it's basically a lot of similarities. So don't worry if you attended last week, it will be easier to follow. If not, and I'll make sure to go as slow as possible. So this is the software. Okay. So I'll assume that everyone signed in and downloaded the software. So once you download the software, actually, it will again ask you to sign in. So in each step of Mendeley, if it's your first time to use it, it will actually ask you to sign in. So this is the interface. We have it divided on actually three parts. The first part here on the left shows you the different tabs that you will be using. So the first one is all references. Basically, whenever we download any references, it will just be added here in the main library. Let's call that the main library. So this will be as all references. The next one is recently added. So since I recently added all this before the workshop just by a few hours, it's all there. But with time, maybe if you downloaded something today, it will be here. But if you downloaded it like a few months ago, it won't appear in this tab. Recently read, as you can see, when I go to the main tab, it shows some green circles here and some does not have the green dots or the green circles. This is the difference between them. So if I click on this, like if I double click and read it, then the green circle will disappear because it shows as red. So the green circle means that I have read the paper, not red color. I mean, read the paper, right? It just needs some time to load. That's why I think there is a problem in general in the internet because of the cables and stuff. So I think maybe you might see it a little bit slow. Sorry about that, but you get the idea. Yani, the green dot will just mean that I have read the paper. Favorites. So whenever I need to just favorite any paper, I'll just click on these stars and it will directly take it to the favorite. So let's say that I just need to favorite one paper and read it later. It's just like, a bookmark. Think of it as a bookmark. Next is my publication. If you have specific publications of yours that you want to keep, then you can just keep it in this area. Unsorted is the papers that does not have any specific tags or any labels that we will talk about later. So that's why they are all in the unsorted. Duplicates is when we have two references. If we download this twice, it will appear on the duplicate, and we will try one maybe later. And this is the trash. So if we just click on, I think I have some papers in the trash already. Yes, I have deleted this paper earlier, but let's just click on any paper. sorry, click on the right, on the left here, you will just get an extra tab on the bottom. So you can just go to move to trash and you will delete it. Obviously, if you want to delete 3 or 4 papers at a time, you can just select all of them and then they will appear in the trash. In the trash itself, you can actually delete permanently or store. So sometimes you just change your mind or maybe you delete by mistake. So you can just click on restore and it will be back uh, to the main library, as you can see. Or if you just don't want to see this ever again, you can just delete it permanently. And obviously, you cannot undo this action. So if you delete it permanently, you will not be able to see it again. So this is the first part of the left tab. I am assuming this is very straightforward. So maybe we can jump onto the other 2 parts. So what is collections and what is the groups? So basically the collections is folders, right? In Zotero, we also had folders and subfolders, if you remember. So when we have all these references at once, for now, we can just maybe see about 15 references, but later maybe we can have 150. Maybe you are working on 2 or 3 different projects simultaneously. So it's actually better to move them in one place so you can easily follow. So this is basically a folder. So let's say you're working on a review paper, so you can just call it review. You can create another collection, maybe your own thesis, right? Maybe you are collaborating with someone on another paper, right? So you just created a few different folders that you can actually move your papers on. And to move these papers onto, you can easily drag, and you can just hold your mouse and drag into the folder. And once you click, you will see that it's already there. Or what you can do is just go to all references and just click on it as we were deleting it. But what you will do is just click on organize, and then you can add to collection or to group. So it's very easy. Once you click on add to collection, it will actually show you the different collections that we just created. So let's say that I want to move it to review, right? And I can click add. So this is the way to just we moved one paper to review, one paper to thesis. If we want to actually move multiple papers, I think it's also possible. So it's very quick. It has moved 3 papers there. So you will just be wondering now, what about all references? In all references, it will still be there, right? Because this is the main hub. It's like the main place where all the papers that you have downloaded is already there. So don't worry about losing them. But this is just maybe more of a concentrated view. Obviously, it won't have only 1 paper or 2 papers. It might have multiple. So you can just focus. Labs or groups, sorry, is just basically sharing. So it's like you have a WhatsApp group or a place to share your papers. So again, I've created a group prior to this workshop. I can create maybe lab 2, whatever. Obviously, if you want to, it takes time. I think it takes a little bit time. Maybe you need to refresh. If you want, you can delete any group or even delete any collection. It's just very easy, but let's assume that I've created this lab 2 paper, sorry, lab 2 folder. And then I can just again move, maybe I want to share all these papers with my professor or my lab. So I can just select it and add to group and then go to whatever group I have created. So let's just choose, you can actually choose both and just add. So once you click on add, it will be added to lab 2. And if you click on these 3 dots, you can actually manage collection and you can invite members, right? So you can actually invite members and add their email addresses, right? And this will just be sent out to them once you send the invites. If they are using Mendeley, if they are logged in, then they will be able to view your folders automatically. Okay, so let's look at the chat if there is any doubts on this left part, I think it's quite easy. But again, if you want to ask about anything, please let me know. Someone is asking if about the Zotero workshop. Yes, it has been recorded and we have the link, and we'll upload it soon on YouTube. And you can email me and I'll just send you the recording instantly, so that's fine. I'll keep my email at the end. Anyways, let's go back to Mendeley. Just any questions about Mendeley until now? Okay. So the second part is the main screen that we can see in the middle, which takes almost 80% of the screen. So here we have these boxes, as we already talked about them. We can just check box few papers and either organize them into groups or collection. Or you can also mark as favorite, unfavorite, read or unread from here. You can also copy as. So this copy as is actually exporting to another software if you want, but this is usually not of use. And this is actually creating a library, which we'll talk about at the end of the workshop, because it's very important. It's just creating a library that we can maybe import on Zotero or import the library from Zotero to here, right? And the final one is to move to trash. So this is the use of it. And the second here is, as we said, the green dots that shows you if this paper is read or not. The third column is actually about the favorites. Then you have the titles followed by the authors and then followed by the years. Interestingly, it also shows you the source, which you can, by the way, just manipulate as you want. You can just think of it as an Excel file. If you don't want to see a specific part, you can just minimize it. So this shows you the names of the paper, Journal of Chemical Theory, Environmental Management, Nature Communications, etc. This is the time that the paper was added. And then this shows you if there is a PDF file or not, because sometimes the paper is not open access. So actually the reference will be added as a reference, but you will not be able to view the PDF because it's not there, right? These small dots is actually also to move if you want. Like you can just rearrange the column, and you can keep the authors at the beginning if you want. Personally, I kept the title in the beginning because it's much more important. You can also click on it so that you can arrange alphabetically. So these are just a few minor things that we also need to be able to use, so we can just be familiar with the software. The last thing is actually the third part of the screen, which comes when we click on any paper, and it has a few important things that we need to see. So, for example, here the information is just basically the paper information. So, what does it have here? It shows you the type of the reference, because as we know, references can be of many types. It can be journal article, it can be book, it can be a report, it can be actually a YouTube link or a newspaper. Or anything, but these are the most common things. It can be a thesis and dissertation. So these are the most common things that we usually upload in our reference database. Then we have the title, and then the key information, it's the author, the year. And the beauty of these softwares is that it allows you to add or edit, sorry. So as you can see, once I just move my mouse through any port, it shows this dotted box around it. So I can just add month, right? I can add the day, I can change the issue, because at the end, these are automated tools that helps us. But again, maybe it makes mistakes or it adds information that we need or we don't need. So let's say that maybe you're submitting to a place that requires you to have the URL. Even though if you use the automatic tool, maybe you want to just add the URL here, or maybe the access date, because these two information are like always coming together. And so you can also add files. So if the software did not detect the file, you can just click on it and it will show you the files. I have already have some papers downloaded, so you can actually link any paper to this journal if you have already downloaded it before. And then the tags are very important to allow you to filter. So I've already created one tag before, but now I have deleted. So maybe you want to write a tag that this paper is about drug discovery or anything. So just as I write here, it shows me this option that to create a tag about drug discovery. And if you remember, also Zotero had this tag options, but it was somewhere else. It was here. Uh, for example, cancer, anything يعني you want to tag on, you can just tag it. It's like labels that allows you to come back to the papers and read it. So what is actually the use of the tags? You can use these filters here, and then you can either search by authors or search by tags. So if I maybe so this paper is drug discovery and cancer. Maybe this one will also be drug discovery and cancer. Where is the tags? So once you click on tags, it will actually show you the previous tags that we have created. So now I have two papers under drug discovery. If I go back to the tags and click drug discovery, it will show me the two papers that I have created, and you can just remove the filters or clear all filters at the end, right? Okay. Identifiers is also something that we know. Each paper will have the DOI and the PMID. Books will have ISBN and so on. Okay. So these are this is the first part. The annotations is actually when we read a paper. Let me just go back to a paper. I want some PDF to open with me. Hopefully this will open. Okay, it's taking too much time to open. I don't know why. I just opened a few before the workshop. Let me try another one just to illustrate for you guys. Okay, someone is asking if we can know the quality of the paper. We will come back to this question later. Okay, so it's taking too much time. Just to not waste your time, maybe I can add a PDF here just quickly. Let's see if this will open. I think it's just an internet issue, nothing else, because it was working fine. As you can see, I just added a paper. It should be okay. Yes, so let me try the web version. I just want to show you how to use the annotations. I need a paper open for that. So as you can see, when I open the web browser, it's basically the same library that I've been editing in, exactly the same, which is great because you can just view your papers anywhere you go, any device in the lab, at home. Okay, unfortunately, it's still the same issue, but basically just to explain, once you use this annotation box and just write any notes in the paper, and then outside when you go to the annotations, it will be shown here. We'll just keep it to load for a few minutes. Hopefully it will work, right? And the last thing is actually notebook. Notebook is actually something in the software itself where you can write your notes, or maybe just few wondering. So this paper is about so and so. So this is just a general notebook. It's actually not related to the papers. It's something that you can view here from the top. Sorry, from the left, which you can read later, and you can also create extra notes. So if you want to create another note, you can just create, right? And if you go back, you would see note one and note two. So you can just create few thoughts of yours in the right here, so that we can return to it later. Okay, so now to the other part of the today's workshop is how to add this papers. For example, if I delete all this, right, and move it to trash, now I have welcome to you. This is probably the screen that you are just seeing in front of you if you just use Mendeley for the first time. So there are many ways to import references. I'm assuming, let's say that there are four. So one of the first ways to import references is actually manually. So if I just click on this plus sign and go to add references, you have add references manually, right? And this is just basically building your own references from your own. Like you can choose the website, sorry, the type, which is maybe a journal, maybe a book, right? And as you change these types, the different information that you need to fill will come to you. After you finish, you can click add entry, but obviously we will not use this because it's hectic, and also probably will make mistakes with this. So it's just an option in the software, but we usually don't use it. The other option is it's like semi-manual, right? So we just need to bring something so that we can import the references here. And this is actually the identifier. So it's either the RXIV ID or the DOI or the PM ID, which is the PubMed, or the ISBN. So let's try one out. I've already have PubMed open for us. You can just write cancer, for example, or any research of yours, and you see all types of papers, right? So once I click copy and just bring it back to the Mendeley, so I just copied this review paper. I hope you can see the navigations between the screen. And I just copy this and click search. So as you can see, it have already filled everything to me: the authors, the journal, cancer cells, the year, the volume, the issue. So once I click add entry, it will be added in just few seconds. So that's why, and it also shows me the time where I have added where I have added the references and everything. If I just make it bigger, it shows me uh, the authors and everything, and it fills here the information. Just assuming that maybe you just took the paper from a the information from a specific page, maybe from 472 to 475. So you can just edit that out, right? And then when we import it later in the Word, it will be imported as 475, not the whole paper, right? So this is one of the ways. So we have talked about two ways, the manual and the semi-manual. Now the easier one, if you already have downloaded PDFs in your computer, you can just click import references, and you can choose one paper or maybe 5 papers at a time. It's up to you. I'm not sure if you guys download papers on your laptops. I think this technique is outdated because if I download the paper on my laptop, it's not there in my lab and so on. So that's why we need a software that just syncs everything together, right? So as you can see, with just few seconds, it's actually uploading everything quickly. And it shows me all the information that we have talked about few minutes ago. So it have uploaded all the papers, the years and everything. And if we click on any paper, it will show me if it is a journal, if it is a book, the year, even the day, which is surprising, and everything. I think this one is unspecified. So if we can just maybe change it to journal articles. So that's a good example of the use of editing these data. Obviously, if you have like 100 references, you will not check all of them one by one, but we never upload all the references at once. This is just for the sake of the workshop, right? When you are writing or reading, you usually upload just one or two papers at a time. So you will just have the time to maybe quickly go through it to make sure everything is fine, or maybe later when you upload it to Word and you're revising your references at the end. But obviously, it's much easier way than like uploading it manually. So these are the ways that we upload or like import references from the software. How about from the web? This is the last way actually, and that is why we were importing the web importer. It's like, just think of it as a magnet, right? So if I just go to any paper, I'm just saying that the magnet does not work perfectly in Mendeley all the time. So unfortunately, yani, but as I showed you, there are much easier ways, maybe with the DUI. So just go to any paper, right? And then just go to, sorry, I usually click, I always click on this. It should be this one. So just go to your web importer and click on it. It will show you sign in. It will just appear on the right here. It will take you to sign in, because I just logged out purposefully to show you the screen that you will see. But once you click sign in, because I've already signed in the other tab, it automatically took me to the sign in. And the best thing in this is it will just replicate your library, right? So this is the journal article that we have here, and it links to my library directly. But if I click on my library, it will show me the collections and also the private groups that I have created. So for example, if I want to add this paper in the review itself, not in the whole like library or under the whole thing, I can specifically add it to the review. So this is the paper that I'm reading now, right? But interestingly, it also detected few references here that we can just import. For example, if I read the paper and also one references seem to be very like a major contributor to the review or something that I want to also add, I can just click on it. And as you can see, it shows you if the PDF is found or the PDF is not found, which means maybe open access or not. So maybe I can click on these three references and just quickly click add, right? So if I go back to my library, you will see that this one was the one that we are reading, the esophageal cancer. So we have just added this one and also the other two references that we are just reading with the one click, right? And you can see that when I filtered my references with the time, these are the three recent papers that I have been reading. Okay, I think this one of it uploading has failed because it doesn't have a PDF, which is okay. It shows you that the PDF is failing to upload. But you get the idea. It's just an easier way of adding the references instead of the manual, or maybe also copying the paper. We can try something else, right? Maybe we can try a book. Just writing topics that I am familiar with. But I think this is a book. But you can always try on the, yes, this is a chapter in a book. So let's try if it will work out. Okay, so it's reading it as actually a paper, so it doesn't look like a chapter, but we can just add it here, maybe under the review, or we can actually change this to anything, maybe my library, the general one, right? We have already added it, so no need to add it. And you can just click on any reference and just edit it a little bit if you want. But using this pen here, and you can just click add. So this is the beauty of the web importer. It allows you to add just references instantly from the web. As you can see, it has been added here. But again, it's not always perfect. For example, this one has a problem. It seems like it has not detected it. So it's always just good to follow up. Like, for example, the main references that I want to add was this GABA chapter or GABA receptor. So I'm just making sure that everything is fine. For example, if it is a chapter in a book and it has detected a journal article, you can just easily go to this pen and maybe change it to a book section, right? And then you can edit along if you want. It has detected the pages, and it has detected the press, which is a very main information on the books. So now I'm fine. I have the author, the year, the book, maybe the name of the chapter if it's available, and the page range, and also the press, which, as I said, is a very important thing in the books. So this is the use of the importer. And let's see if you have any questions until now. Did anyone use the importer before and face some issues? Because in Mendeley, to be honest, I have faced few issues with the importer. Sometimes It doesn't work perfectly, but it's one of the fastest ways يعني to import a reference, because rather than just downloading the PDF, it's easier to just click on it and it literally catches the references. But there is another way that we will talk about now. Just need to go, which is this one. This is actually Mendeley connected to Elsevier. So basically, you can just search on any topic that you want, and you can just add it to the library with one click because they are connected to each other. It's just basically a database that you can filter out the authors, the journals, the document type, the year. You can go by most recent or even most cited. It's basically a Google Scholar or PubMed, and it has all the information that you need. So, for example, this one, something that is cited like 20,000 times, so probably this is very impactful. If you want to add it in the library, you can just click on it. And once we go, you will see that it has been added. If it takes time, you can just refresh and you will see that it has been added here, right? So it's a journal articles, or the information has been added perfectly. So we are good to go. I'm just trying to see if you have any questions. Okay. Someone is asking which way do I recommend to add the references? For me, the easiest way is if I'm using Mendeley to research, this would be the easiest way because it's just one click, usually works fine. And you can see as you go, you can just quickly add references. So it will definitely be in your library, right? And the second way is actually the importer, because again, it's easy to use, but just always have an eye on it, because if it just shows you any issues, you can just edit it along, because it doesn't always work perfect. If you have maybe like me, for example, if you have previously downloaded references, maybe like 100 or 500 or 50 or whatever, you usually like to keep your references, because again, you can actually save the papers here on OneDrive, right? If you have cloud drives, Google Drive, OneDrive, or whatever, you can actually save the papers there, and you can easily load it from the drive directly to Mendeley, which is also maybe a more easier way to do if you have the papers downloaded already, right? So the main idea here is actually to have our papers like connected everywhere we go. We just don't stick to one device, because maybe your device gets viruses, or just doesn't work anymore. So you don't want to lose everything. Let's see if the paper is still loading. Not sure if I think it has already gone. Okay, let's try again here. Just want to show you the annotation. Just a little bit unlucky that it's not loading, because it was loading before the software, the workshop fine. So any questions until now? We'll just wait for it. Let's see. Yeah, I see no questions. I'm not sure if everything is easy or you're not listening. It's either one of these. I hope it's that easy. Okay, it's finally loaded. So this is a paper. You can just do all sorts of things. I'm not sure if you will use it, but you have the highlighting text, right? So you can always select and highlight, maybe in blue, or maybe you can change the color if you want. You can just highlight text here, and you can also add notes or annotations. This is the thing that I was telling you about. So this is a new annotation, for example. Obviously, you will write imported notes. So as you can see, the paper now has this annotation. This specific paper has this specific annotation. I think that's it. You don't have a lot of options to do. I think you can also like highlight using a rectangle, right? You can just highlight the whole part. And if we go back, this is advances and challenges. You will see that if I click on this paper, it doesn't have any annotations, but when I click on this paper, it shows me maybe a very important annotation about a specific part in the paper, right? So this is also quite useful, just, quick notes. I'm not sure which software or what way do you guys use to write notes on your papers and to make conclusions and maybe to extract notes. Actually, and if you have any answers, please let me know. It's also good to have some interaction or discussion. So do you usually write your notes here, or you have a specific software? You use Notion, for example, or you just use Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word? So this is the annotation. Someone is asking about the notebook. The notebook is actually quite general, like it's as we created, it's a general note, but the annotation is a specific note for the paper. You have to have a paper selected, so you can actually view if it has an annotation or not. But the notebook is just, a notebook. It's like a mini Microsoft Word that you can write in. And actually, the good thing is it doesn't stay in the software only. You can actually export it the page as RTF, which it's a text file that you can open using any tool. Okay. So just to confirm, our library is matching fine. So whatever we have created here, I'm not sure if I can get to the paper that has a note here, but whatever we did in the software, it's actually there in the web. This is the web browser, right? So that's the beauty of it. You can just do your edits here and go home and you'll see it on your software. I usually recommend you to use the web browser. It's much easier to use, and you will definitely have a browser every why is someone writing on the screen? I think I need to lock this. I don't know how, but just okay, annotates. Was it me writing on the screen? Anyways, let's jump to Microsoft Word, because this is actually where things get interesting. So this is just a random text that I copied from somewhere, and maybe we need to add few references. Obviously, you will add references as you go. You won't have this, dense document to add references from. And you probably will just cite a chapter by chapter, sorry, a paragraph by paragraph. But anyways, if you remember, we downloaded something called Mendeley site. So this is the third thing we downloaded in addition to the software and to the web importer, which usually appears here under references, right? So if you have Zotero, you will see it having its separate tab. But Mendeley comes under references, right? So this is Mendeley site or site with Mendeley. Again, once we click on it, if you don't have it logged in, it will just ask you to log in. So I'm not sure if at least one of us is following along. Did you face any issues? So once you log in, it should look like this. I'm just waiting for someone to maybe share his experience. If you have a problem with the login or anything, because this is actually my library. What we can see here is just basically this one that we have created. So it links perfectly, and now we can just add whatever references, but just make sure that the cursor is in the place that you want to cite. For example, I want to cite the first line here, this one, right? So I'll just keep the cursor at the end of this line. If I want to cite the whole paragraph, I'll just keep it at the end of the paragraph. Okay, we will repeat. So someone is asking to repeat. So what we have a Word file that has a lot of information that we need to cite, and we want to start citing. We have already downloaded Mendeley site, should work fine. Just go to references and you will see it at the end here on the red part. You can just click on Mendeley site, and probably for the first time it will ask you to sign in. Let me just log out. Not sure where to log out from here. more options, sign up, right? Just to show you how it will look like. So now it will show you as this get started. Sorry about this red part. Actually, don't know how to delete it. So yeah, I'm signing in now. So basically, you need to sign in everywhere. That's why having an account is very important. Okay. So I'm assuming that you all signed in and we have our references perfectly, right? So as you can see, it shows me everything. It's basically my Mendeley, right? The recently added, the recently read, the favorites, also the favorites, if we have any favorites, my publication, the review papers. So only the papers that are specific to the review. So that's the beauty of it, right? Because it can actually allow you to easily access a specific group of papers. So let's just go to all references and let's say that we want to cite this sentence, right? We'll keep it before the full stop. So actually, we have something called citation settings, right? So I'm assuming that you all know the different citation styles. I'm not sure if anyone does not, but basically each like maybe journal or each organization will have its own citation style. Again, the internet is quite slow. Okay. Really sorry about this. It's out of hand. I'm at home now and the internet is fine, but it's just okay. So it shows here that I'm on the American Psychological Association, which is the APA style. It gives you a preview here, right? And the preview is just basically how the style is composed. And usually this is the last name of the author. I think I can zoom or no, it's not. So this is the last name of the author, the initials, followed by the title of the paper, then followed by the journal in italic, and then the issue and the volume, and then the DOI, which is just basically a link. So it shows you the preview. Maybe you can search another style. Okay, IEEE. It should show you directly, yes. So for example, this is another style. As you can see, the preview is the initial comes first, then the author name, followed by et al., and then the title of the paper in parentheses, and then the journal name, VOL, year comes at the end. So in APA style, the year came in the beginning, but here it came in the end. So as a student, you don't have to memorize these. Obviously, this is why we are using the software. But you just need to be aware which style are you using. So I'll start with the APA style that is already there. And this is just to make sure which style you are using, and then you can just cite. So let's say that I want to add this paper as a reference and maybe this one, just two papers. So as you can see, they will come at the end here. You can just delete one if you don't want, right? You can just delete one of them. And then just click Insert Citation. Okay, I don't know why it came at the end here. Let me try again. Sorry. Maybe my cursor moved a little bit. So I'll just keep it here and make sure to. Yes, the cursor was just in the wrong place. So just make sure maybe before you add to keep a space because you don't want the brackets to be exactly beside the word. So this box, let me just remove the highlights. So this box just show you, and when I select or like just keep my mouse on it, this gray area shows you that we have successfully inserted our references. And this is very important because see, if I click here, it doesn't show, but if I click here, it shows here at the end, because let's say that I want to delete this one, for example. It has already arranged everything for me. Like, for example, the Hoffman came before the zoo, which is the Z reference. It should be in alphabetical order. This is what the style is consisting of. So let's say that I want to remove this one, right? I can just save changes and it will be removed perfectly. Just make sure to keep the space because it's important. So this is the way it looks like inside the reference, right? This is called the in-text citation. I'm sure that you are aware of that. And this is just the author name followed by et al. Because it's other people, and then the year. If I click on it and I just want to add maybe 3 other references, as you can see, it will just appear here. And then when I click Save Changes, it will come as this. Obviously, you can edit the font size or the font type later, should be fine. But as you can see here, it uses a semicolon between each reference. So this is my first reference, right, in yellow. And this is maybe my second reference here. So it's very important. I'm just stressing on the details because of something, because if you use manual, you will not be able to control this for like 100 references. As you can see, the spacing et al. Has to have a full stop at the end, then followed by a comma. You have to have this colon between the references. You have to have the and as shown here. For example, if you are using 2 authors, it should be and as like a symbol, not as letters. Obviously, this is for the APA style, but what if we want to change the style, right? So you can just go to settings, citation settings, change the style, search for another, maybe IEEE. I'm specifically going for IEEE because it's common for a lot of people, and also because inside the text, it's just a number. As you can see, inside the text, it's just a number. So if I click change, it just perfectly added 1, 2, and 3, right? So these are the first 3 references that I want to have. And if I click on it, it will show me the names of these references here. If I change my mind and just delete one, it will automatically adjust the numbering, right? So if I just click, it will adjust the number. So obviously you can do this anywhere in the text, but just please make sure to add a space. I forgot last time. So let's try maybe changing the citation settings again. And just going, do you have any specific style in mind? Actually, it should load and show you all the styles. It's just taking some time, and you don't have to memorize the styles. Probably if you are submitting to a specific paper like Nature, it has its own style, which surprisingly is there, right? For example, this one, right? Again, Nature Biotechnology or whatever, yani. This is the style. So it will be numbers again, but the citation at the end in the bibliography will be a little bit different. And even the numbers is a little bit different. I think this is not inside any brackets. So let's just see how it will look. So as you can see, so funny thing, I added a space when the referencing style did not want a space. Since this is on the top here, you could actually add the reference without the space because it will just be close to the word. That's fine. But when you have a bracket or maybe a referencing style like the APA style, it's better to have a space. But you can see, you get the idea, right? It's just a different style called Nature. The numbers here are like superscripted, and they are just on the top. Can easily change the style again. I'm just trying to show you how flexible it is. There is also the Vancouver style. It's one of the I think this one. There are multiple. I mean, it's it's a huge library. I think it's even more than Zotero. So you can just change the style, and you can see that this is how it will look. Update citation style, right? Okay, so it has been updated perfectly, and you don't have to worry about anything. Just let's go back to maybe the APA because I want to explain the last part. I think APA will come as American Psychological Association. Okay, it's quite annoying because it's already should be loading here. APA 7th edition. Okay, it's specific for some universities, which is interesting, but let's just use it. So they edited the style a little bit. يعني they created their own version of the APA style. That's fine. The general one will be there. You don't have to search it. So this is how it looks like, right? This is just basically what we said. Okay. So this is a huge document that has a lot of references. Let's just add another one here. Right? Let's add another one here. Maybe this one. Okay. So as you can see, I added another one. Let's add another one as a narrative. Like let's add something in the beginning of the paragraph. Let's, يعني maybe here in the beginning, this is a new sentence. I want to say it as a narrative. That's why I just came back to the APA style. Maybe this guy, right? So when you add as a narrative, you have to add it the way we usually add the reference, but you cannot keep it as it is, right? You just need to make sure that it's inside this gray area and just delete the bracket here, right? And then delete the comma and then close the year, right? So it will be this guy and this guy in 2022 also noted, for example, so and so. So this is the narrative style. It's like you're writing a story. These guys found out, this one noted that. So this is only specific to few styles like the APA style because we usually have the author names. However, if you are using maybe a different style like the IEEE, and it's not the best to just write number one and two noted that blah blah blah. Like for example, if I change this style, okay, what happened here? I think there is a problem. Okay. Yeah. So if I just go back to IEEE, for example, I'm about to finish, don't worry, and then we'll take your questions. Okay. So it's not the best thing to say for also noted that blah blah blah, right? It's better to have the author name. So this is actually not the best style to use this narrative in. Anyway, so I have few references in the document, right? But we still did not add a bibliography, right? A bibliography is just a list, right? At the end, maybe that has all the references. This is there in our thesis and it's there in a lot of documents. So with one click, we just go here, right? Just let me use a smaller font. And then you can just go to this three dots here and then insert bibliography, right? Once you click on insert, it will show you all the references that were inserted automatically in this document using Mendeley, right? So it shows you all the referencing style. And again, it has this gray box. And since we have the IEEE style, it wrote it in the IEEE style, which is the initial first, then the last name, then the title of the paper, the title of the journal. VOL is written as VOL, and the issue number, VOL is volume, right? And is written as VOL in text, and then the number and so on. When we change the style, this will also change, right? So if we just go back here and change the style, I'm explaining on IEEE and APA because they are most common, but again, any style works, it's fine. Again, if internet is fine, you will see a huge list with all the common styles, so you don't have to even search on it. But life is hard these days, so. Okay. So as you can see, I changed the styles. Apparently, this style has like a footnote, which is interesting. Anyways, at the end here, it changed the whole thing, right? And now we have the last name followed by the initial, not vice versa. The year comes in the beginning. This is the volume, number 7, and this is the issue. These are the page ranges. So this is the beauty of it. It's very flexible. And imagine the number of editing that you need to do if you were to do this manually, right? It's hell. Unfortunately, still people do that in our like college. Uh, we get thesis and dissertation that has manual referencing. I don't know why, but please, يعني, try to do this or even use Zotero. It's fine because it makes your life easier. As you can see, how many times did I change? How many times did I edit the style and it works fine? So yeah, please note that, for example, my eyes came on this reference. So it says here VOL and number because this is a different book, right? It's not a journal, it's actually a chapter in a book, right? So it shows a little bit differently. But anyways, يعني you get the idea. It depends on the style. It depends on actually the format because this is not the normal APA style. It's just an edited version. I have been trying to look at the APA style that we, I think this one, finally. So you get the idea. I think يعني just to quickly recap, let's just load this first. Yeah. So it has changed a little bit from the footnotes. Again, it has changed to the author names as we can see here, right? Obviously, the document is not formatted. I just copied some random text, but يعني, in general, we usually يعني, have some formatting in our document, so it just looks a little bit cleaner. We have indentation if we want. We have spaces between the paragraph, which is something that we have discussed earlier in this semester in the thesis workshop, right? So just to quickly recap, I like to usually recap so يعني, just to follow. So we have downloaded the software, right? And we have downloaded the Mendeley site, which is actually this tool that allows you to import. And we have downloaded the web importer. And then we have talked about the interface, how the software looks like from the left to right, what are all the information, how to actually view the information of our document, and how to edit them. We have also talked about the annotations and the notebooks. We have also talked about the tags and the filters that we can create so we can view our references perfectly. And then we talked about how to add references, whether it's manually or even semi-manually using the identifiers or the DOIs or the links, and also how to add them from the files, right, from our papers that we have already previously downloaded. And finally, we have also talked about how to add papers from actually the web importer that we have also have here. I'm still clicking on this for some reason that we have here, and automatically it will detect the papers. We have seen how Elsevier links perfectly to the Mendeley just by searching the library of Elsevier on any specific topic that you want to add. You can just quickly add it with the identifier or with the library. And finally, we have entered the Word file and just navigated to the Mendeley site and use it to import our library in the document that we have created. And we flexibly change the styles between APA, IEEE, Vancouver, etc. And finally, we have created a very nice automated bibliography that you can use to uh, to keep in your papers, to keep in your thesis, dissertation, and so on. Just a last note, please make sure to review everything as you go. It's again a software, it's a machine, it makes mistakes, it's not always perfect. So it's better to just keep going back and forth if you want to just double check your references. Maybe after you create the bibliography, you just give it a quick go and to make sure uh, the information you have is actually correct. For example, if it has a problem in the way it writes medicine, for example, and you want to change it, you can just easily go back to the software and go back to the author itself that created the paper, and you can just edit the information here, and it will automatically be edited. So I think we have some time for questions and answers. So I hope it was easy to follow. Just a quick reminder, we will take the attendance using the Zoom at the end. to see how many minutes did you attend. We are hoping that you attended يعني, the majority of the workshop. Let me, by the way, you can raise your hand and I can unmute you so you can actually ask using the mic. If there is anything that has been missing. Okay, someone is asking which referencing style should we use for the thesis? It's up to you. Any style is acceptable as long as you know the style that you are using, right? Because some students use styles that we have never seen before. And when we ask them which style, they are actually not aware. So please just make sure to know the style that you are using, right? And then just use it. يعني. But the common ones are the APA style, the IEEE, the Vancouver style, the Chicago style. The recording will be sent to you. And this is my email. I'm not sure if you can see it here. I'll write it in the chat. You can email me or you can just wait for the recording to be uploaded. Okay. How can we modify the bibliography formatting? Because when I modify the font type, okay, I have never tried this before, but يعني, what I would recommend is actually to format it at the end, right? So you can just keep adding your references. And at the end, before you submit the document, you can just use these three dots and just edit the font type and font sizes. I think that's also a way. I'm not sure if there is a way here. Let me check quickly. More options. Never tried it before, to be honest. I don't think there is an option to change the bibliography formatting. Because it only inserts, so yeah. And also it's not there here, so I think the option does not exist. Just edit it at the end. This is something we usually recommend in the thesis also. Mendeley sign does not appear in my Word document. What do I do? Okay. It's not appearing in the reference. Are you sure you correctly downloaded it? So Miss Isra is telling you to check it in the add zone. Maybe you want to try that. Because for me, it downloaded automatically, but is anyone else having the same issue? You can check it in the add zone if you want. Or you can email me and we can maybe try to figure it out together. I just wrote my email if you have any questions. How can we check the quality of the reference? Yeah, you asked this before. I actually, you mean in Elsevier if it's Q1 or Q2? I am not sure about that. Usually I don't use this, but let me check quickly. Okay. I think when you click on the paper, because I have seen this before somewhere, but never tried it, you can actually see some stats here, right? The article metrics. So I think you can use it to just okay. Very sorry, but I never tried to check the quality because there are some journals that I usually look for, so I usually know that they are good. But and you can try it out from here, as I showed you. You can just try it out from this because you will probably see some extra stats on the paper that you can maybe know if it is Q1 or Q2, so on. To add the references manually, download the drive, drag it and drop. No, I don't recommend to do all this. I already answered this. What I recommend is actually to either use Elsevier to download the paper directly, or maybe to use the to use the web importer. But if you have it already downloaded somewhere, I'm not sure, like it depends on you, how do you usually collect your papers. So if you have never used Mendeley before, how do you collect it? If you have your papers downloaded in a drive, for example, then the way I would recommend is just to go to add references, import files, and just go to the drive, OneDrive or Google Drive or anything. Or if you have downloaded on your laptop, you are lucky because you have all the papers downloaded here. So you can just select all of them and just open. So it depends. But if you have never downloaded, you don't have to download each and every one. You can just download on the go, right? So it really depends on you, on which what is the way that you usually use or collect your articles, right? Uh, can you please send us a reminder in the same date? What do you mean by a reminder? Reminder for what? Uh, I don't understand the question, sorry. Uh, can you please repeat how to organize references starting with the author name? Okay, you mean organize referencing here or in the library itself? In the library, you can just click on the author names and it automatically arrange it alphabetically, right? And also you can drag and drop if you want the title to come first, just hold, right? And just move it around. So it will just, you can, you can have the article first, right? And yeah, this is how to organize it in the software. What here, it depends on the referencing style. If it is APA, it will already arrange itself automatically in an alphabetical order. But if it is IEEE, it will not. It will actually arrange itself by numbers. So number one will come first, and then number two, and so on. How can we insert the reference list at the end of the document? Yeah, we can repeat that quickly. So let's just, okay. So you can just go to, where is Mendeley site? Yeah, Mendeley site. And then just go to insert these three dots and then sorry, just click on insert bibliography and it will be inserted, right? So this is the way to do it. Obviously, you need to have your references imported already using Mendeley so that it can appear. Do we have a reference workshop about EndNote? I think so, but it won't be by me. I think it will be by one of my colleagues. Uh, we'll definitely announce it if you're interested in Mendeley. Okay, you're asking about reminders about such workshops. We usually send reminders. It has been sent yesterday or on Thursday, a reminder for this workshop. So yeah, I'm not getting any questions on the mic. So again, just a quick reminder, we have a few minutes to ask if you have any questions. If you want me to repeat any specific topic. Very sorry about the internet connections and this red thing on the screen. Yeah, so if there, I'll just wait a few minutes. Maybe I'll stop the recording here and maybe a few minutes until everyone. Okay.